I'm Trisha and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite audiobooks. So the audiobookathon is currently going on. That is going on from the 15th through the 28th of April. I am participating. I will link my TBR in the card up above for you to check out. I thought since I'm participating in this readathon that I would make a video talking about some of my favorite audiobooks. So these are in no particular order. They're all different genres and things that I have enjoyed over the years, things that really struck me or stood out to me, things that I couldn't stop thinking about. So I've got 5 different audiobooks to talk about today, so we will get right on in to the favorites list. So for one of the challenges for the readathon this time around, it's a challenge to read one of your favorite books. And one of my absolute favorite audiobooks that I decided to use for this challenge this time around is You're Never Weird on the Internet Almost by Felicia Day. I absolutely love Felicia Day's memoir. I connected to her memoir so deeply. She has anxiety struggles that she talks about. I had never encountered a book where somebody had the same types of struggles that I did and that they opened up about it and that they still struggle with this. She talks about that it's something that's ongoing for her throughout her life. I felt so deeply about her memoir and how funny and poignant it was, and that she was so open and honest about, you know, what she was going through, that it is something that I like to listen to every couple of years if I'm feeling down, if I'm not feeling great about where I am in life or my mental headspace is pretty clouded. I like to listen to this because it lifts me up to know that there are other people out there, just that reminder that people struggle with the same things that I do. So this has been one of my favorite audiobooks, and I highly recommend that you check it out if you haven't yet. Another one of my favorite audiobooks is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and this is narrated by Nick Podell. I think that Nick Podell is one of the best matched narrators to a story that I have ever encountered. There are narrators who do a good job at presenting a story that they have been given, but I feel like Nick Podell was kind of made to narrate The Name of the Wind, and I think that he does a great job at character voices and, you know, bringing the story alive. But what really is truly spectacular about his ability to tell this story is that we have Coate telling a story about his past, about a time when he was Quoth, and Nick Podell does this beautiful job of transitioning from being one age and being Quote telling this story to Quoth. And there is an age difference in the way that he speaks, and you really feel that this is a man at 2 different points in his life. He just did such a beautiful job of making that transition that I feel like there was nobody better suited to tell this particular story. Another one of my favorite audiobooks is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, but in particular, I really enjoy the rendition from Emma Messenger. Emma Messenger is one of my absolute favorite narrators for classic literature. I have listened to quite a few different books that she has narrated, but I feel like she really shines with Pride and Prejudice. She does a great job of crafting character voices and keeping the story interesting and alive and full of love, and she really gets all of the different characters, and I think doesn't create caricatures of them, but she really embodies a real person for each one of the characters that she's voicing, and I feel like that keeps the story from falling flat and becoming boring. So I really recommend, if you haven't checked out an audiobook for Pride and Prejudice, try the one by Emma Messenger. It's fantastic. Next, I want to talk about The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandra Dumas, the version narrated by Bill Homewood. Now, I love Bill Homewood's way of narrating this particular story. However, I do have to note that his cadence is very slow, so the way that he presents this story is very melodic and a much slower pace than I would have preferred. And so I do have to listen to this at a 1.5 speed or faster, but at that speed, at a faster speed, I feel like his way of telling the story and his the voices that he uses and the characters that he crafts for us, it's not boring. And this book could quite easily be such a daunting task to undertake because it is over 52 hours long, but listening to it at a faster speed with the characterization that Bill Homewood gives us and this beautiful, rich voice that he has, I feel like that creates such a beautiful atmosphere, and it makes it not boring and much, much easier to get through. And then I cannot talk about favorite audiobooks without mentioning the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. And this might cause some pitchforks, but my preferred narrator for the Harry Potter series is Stephen Fry. Here in the United States, our normal narrator for Harry Potter, that where you can go and buy the book from, you know, Barnes & Noble, or you can get it on Audible, the narrator is Jim Dale. And don't get me wrong, I really love both narrators, but I love them for different reasons, and there's a reason that I prefer Stephen Fry's version of Harry Potter just a smidge more. I feel like Jim Dale is this wonderful Dumbledore-esque narrator who's telling us Harry's story, and he has this beautiful, magical, whimsical wisdom to him, and the way that he tells the story is as such. But Stephen Fry, I think, brings a lightheartedness and fun, snarky sort of way that he tells the story that I think really resonates with Harry and the type of character that he is. So I think that that is the reason that I prefer Stephen Fry's version of the story, because we are seeing the world through Harry's eyes. Even though it's not first person, we follow Harry almost exclusively through the series. The way Stephen Fry gets Harry lends something a little bit unique to the way that the story is presented. All right, so those are some of my all-time favorite audiobooks. Let me know in the comments down below, have you listened to some of the audiobooks with the narrators that I mentioned in today's video? Or what is one of your favorite audiobooks? Because I'm always on the hunt for a great audiobook, a great new narrator. Leave me some suggestions in the description box down below. And now is a perfect time, if you've not already done so, click that little subscribe box down below if you'd like to see more content from me, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!